Whoa.
Throwing flashbang.
Huh?
Alright, fine. Here's how you play it. The Bow Braver. We start with NGS Bow Photon Arts. There are 4 of them at the moment: Flex Arrow, Ceaseless Draw, Dimensional Ray, and Frenzy Fireworks. Each can be fired as charged or uncharged, resulting in different actions and hits distribution for you to adapt against whatever NGS can throw at you. Flex Arrow has 3 charge variants, picking between a quick uncharged shot, a pierce through with charge 1, and a giga shot from long charging to level 2. Ceaseless Draw acts as an alternative to Flex Arrow. Uncharged fires a single shot with short iframes and covers more distance, while the charged version sends out a series of arrows toward your target. Dimensional Ray deploys a damaging field as a passive damage tool if fired uncharged. Otherwise, you stock up to 5 arrows that will be fired upon any hits from other bow PA. Frenzy Fireworks will haul an explosive arrow towards your enemy on uncharged, or turn it into a multi-hit shotgun blast covering the area if you charge it. For mobbing these days, it's pretty straightforward. Spam Frenzy Fireworks, preferably charged version, and position yourself so that you can hit as many enemies as possible. For bossing, things are a bit different. You'll find yourself alternating between the remaining 3 until the end of time, unless we somehow get a new PA. Through some autistic match approaches, spreadsheet black magic, and judging boss sizes, deciding on which PA works best against them, with or without weak point, should follow a simple priority system, summarized as follows. Number 1. Prioritize charge 1 Flex Arrow if it can score 3 to 5 hits consistently on the boss. This is often on the larger ones. Number 2. Use uncharged Flex Arrow and uncharged Ceaseless Draw instead on smaller bosses. Alternate between them for pacing or together with charge 1 Flex Arrow for timing adjustment. Number 3. Fall back to longer attacks if necessary. Use charged Ceaseless Draw if you can spare 5 seconds for more focused shots, more on this later, or charge 2 Flex Arrow at pre-fight, long pauses, or phase switch. Number 4. Add or invest in Dimensional Ray, preferably charged variant over uncharged if you feel it being worthwhile. Understanding how each PA works through trial and errors will improve your decision-making process. Just remember to keep firing away. Now, you're gonna run out of PP eventually, even with some PP reduction. Normal attacks, step actions, and dash attack might not be enough. Besides, you could use some form of mobility and more efficient ways to do so. Introducing Elusion, the weapon action of the bow alongside several upgrades. It does nothing by default, being a dead frame that lets you dodge incoming attacks. So, learning a couple more skills will enable its full function. Elusion Counter lets you follow it up with normal attack to summon Tri-Arbalest, firing back at enemies and recovering your PP. Elusion Expand enables alternate normal attack with Elusion after firing PAs, which helps in PP sustain, repositioning, and keeping up the damage. Elusion EX Counter allows Elusion Expand to trigger Elusion Counter as well, extending its iframes, solving dead frame issue, and seamlessly connects your PA with bow counter attacks. And Braver Spirit buffs the damage and PP recovered from the weapon actions and normal attacks of braver weapons. You guessed it, it applies to Elusion Expand and Elusion Counters. The counter-centric gameplay of the bow might not be for everyone, and that's understandable. However, the sheer amount of in-fight mobility, range advantage, and choices you can make from them all combined are just invaluable. It's a fighting puzzle for you to solve through those actions. How to maximize damage output while minimizing misplays depending on the situation. Still, some encounters either focus too much on countering or turn into a PA snooze fest. Fortunately, we actually have the thing that makes your actions more worthwhile. Entering Bow Attack Impact. When your PA hits an enemy, it accumulates a gauge that allows you to fire an enhanced normal attack, triggering a buff. The next PA used with this buff, preferably the charged ones, except charged Dimensional Ray, will do more damage. It further influences your PA priority system, questioning you between holding it for nuking with charged Ceaseless Draw or fall back to another PA to avoid delaying subsequent Bow Attack Impact. To complicate it more, how far are you willing to go to accelerate the accumulation process, exploiting enemy behavior and making weird PA selection that makes everyone question your credibility and competency? The skill also improves the mobbing capability of the bow to a degree when applied to a series of charge frenzy fireworks. As a result, bow gameplay finally goes full circle. Unless SEGA says otherwise. Hitting enemies with as many efficient PA as possible, anticipate and score consistent illusion counters, and doubling down on a PA with a good bow attack impact timing. Other than that, add in Brave Combat to help with PP problems, used as a burst tool or for its utility. Keep your Photon Blast ready when a good down or break moment arrives. Done! It's simple and elegant, yet janky and mind-bending. An endless learning opportunity, if I have to say. There are tons of weird and wacky things that you can do with the bow. I suppose you go ahead and give it a try. Well, yeah, I understand that the current bow state has left many with a bittersweet taste. But hey, time flies, things change, hopes fulfill and sometimes defied. That's just NGS. Because sooner or later, you're gonna need to learn how to play the bow as a braver no matter what becomes of it. Have fun!